Hi, thanks for joining me today. My name is Teresa Crawley. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm going to be showing you a 2024 Renegade Verona. This is an awesome new unit with some really nice new changes that they've done here. This is the 40 VRB floor plan. That means rear bath. So when you have a rear bath, you're going to have a bath and a half. Almost more importantly, this is built on the M2 106 Freightliner chassis with a Cummins 360 horsepower ISL 8.9 liter engine with 1150 pound-feet of torque. We also can carry 100 gallons of diesel fuel in this, so less stops for you. We have a lot of really great safety enhancements here as well, with the adaptive cruise control, lane guidance, electronic stability control, and collision mitigation. We also have 20,000 pound towing hitch and lots of sleeping room. So let's get to the living area so you can see if this coach is going to fit your needs or not. One big thing this has is an overhead bunk. So this bed is actually wide enough for 2 adults to sleep up there. We do have a TV up there. They have their own lights and even a little storage cubby back here. You may also notice that there's a really nice sunshade up here. And when it gets hot, boy, I recommend closing that up, but it gives a lot of really great natural light when you're going down the road or just into the coach atmosphere in general. But it's nice that that's powered and you can just put it away. There's also a place to hook a ladder that is included in the coach. I just don't have that set up right now since I wanted you to see the spacious cab area in here. So we've got 2 sleeping here. We actually have a booth that becomes a sleeper here too, and this one's a little wider than some of the other coaches that I've shown, so you could actually sleep a little bit taller person in this than most of these booths will allow for. Very simple operation. You just unlock it here, push it down, and then there's a cushion in the back area that you put on top of there, and then boom, you have a bed made. Real quick, under this both seats here, we have a little bit of storage, and every little bit counts. I'm not going to tell you that you've got a multitude of storage here, but you definitely have some. And I'll open these up just so you can get a good picture of what we have going on for storage here. All right, so that's it for this side of this slide out. So we have a slide out that starts here and goes all the way to that front cab, so good size. Right here we have a really nice, obviously, sofa, but this is going to fold out and be a sleeper for 2 people. This is 2 adults can sleep here. We also have seat belts here, so you can seat people and sleep them, which is a novel concept in a motorhome. Sometimes they just don't have any seat belts for people. It's kind of surprising, but this one does. So opposite here, we obviously have your kitchen area. They've done a really nice job with these solid surface counters. So really nice look, but they're also really easy to maintain, keep clean. And if you happen to get them scratched, you can buff it out really easily. A really deep, good sized stainless steel sink here. And then of course we have a sprayer here included, which is nice to have as well. These aren't super heavy like some of them are. Some of them are so heavy I don't understand how some of our customers would be able to even handle them. So I like that they did that. They're a little bit thinner for that reason. We do have a really nice pull-out storage space here, and I'll let you get a good look at that when we come around the side. But they also put a place for a towel. This is a really nice cutting board that's been added here as well. And then if we could get our camera to come around this side, you can see this is a really good amount of space and a good way that they did it so things aren't going to be falling out. More storage up here as well as manuals. I like that they didn't put a bunch of stuff in here so that you can really do with it what you want. Sometimes the manufacturers will try to cover everything, cover that outlet, cover everything to make it look prettier, but honestly, when you have a confined amount of storage space, it's better to just have it open and do what you need to with it. So I appreciate that. Convection microwave oven. So this is going to bake and crisp as well as heat up. And then we have your induction cooktop over here. This is the true induction. It has 2 burners on it. Really easy to use. It actually heats things up a lot faster than a regular stovetop would. It also isn't hot to the touch when you pull a pan off. So really nice feature, especially if kids around. And then we'll just go through the storage real quick. They added a bunch of extra things for you, you know, touch-up paint, water filter, some lubrication. More storage down there. And you'll notice these really nice hinges that Renegade does. You're going to see those throughout the coach as well as outside. They're kind of known for their hinges and how well they stand up over time. A lot less adjustments and messing with them when you're on the road. So you got these nice full extension drawers. We've got 3 of these here. And I don't have any interest in being redundant. I know that you know what drawers look like, so I'll be quick with that. A little bit more of that storage space up here. And then we have your Samsung residential refrigerator here. I'll show you that real quick. I like that they chose this more modern look, not necessarily for the look of it, but because it doesn't have handles that stick out. And when you're trying to get through a coach, when the slides are all closed up, you don't have those handles in the way. That's kind of a nice feature, actually. Renegade also does these really sturdy locks here. So you've got one for the fridge area, and that way your stuff's not going to come flying out if you take too sharp of a corner or something. You also have one on the freezer area here. We of course have ice maker in here, but there is another one of those really strong locks on the side, so you don't have to worry going down the road about your pickles flying out. That's actually a story I heard from one of my customers. Pickles everywhere! Over here, obviously your TV area, entertainment place, and there's a little bit of room back here on either side that you can't really see, so I'll just point that out. Not super deep, but again, we're doing the best we can with the space that we have. There's a bathroom right behind here, so that's what most of that space is taken up with. So you have to get a little creative with space on RVs. We have your Samsung flat screen TV and soundbar here. This is one of 3 in this, actually 4, excuse me, in this coach, because there is one in that overhead bunk area. And then more storage down there as well. Now we're into the hall area, and we have a really good amount of space here for storing things, linens, towels, cereal boxes, whatever it is. Down here, this one really isn't storage. So a little bit of a fuse box here, but I wanted to point out there's not a lot there. Most of these are going to be on breakers. So flipping a breaker is a lot easier than, sorry, I'm doing that wrong. There we go. A lot easier to flip a breaker than it is to change out a fuse, especially if you're out of fuses. But really well marked, easy to do. And that's just a nice extra thing that they do for you, rather than having to find the right fuse and all of that business. So right here we have a washer and dryer separate units. And those are Splendide. They work really great, actually. I have a lot of customers say, what a waste of space in an RV, and then they use it and they say, boy, was I wrong. I love these things. Here is your half bath that I was telling you about earlier. And that door opens up nice and wide so we can give you a good look in here. We of course have a medicine cabinet here. And this is pretty deep, a little bit deceptively deep actually. You can put a lot in that medicine cabinet since it's at an angle there. We do have the Max Air fan in here, and what that does is it sucks out heat, moisture, etc. very, very quickly. So I'm gonna say 10-15 seconds, and this room is a totally different temperature than it was when you first walk in on a hot day. Those things work amazingly well. And there is one of those in the kitchen and in the back bathroom as well. So here's a little bit more storage over the toilet area. And this toilet here, this one and the one in the back that we're yet to see, they are both macerator toilets. So what that's going to do is basically chop up whatever goes in there into much finer pieces. It makes it easier to get through the tubes. So now we'll head on in. Oh, I missed one. Sorry about that. There's a ton of storage down there. And I use the word ton sparingly, but that is a good amount of space down there. Okay, going into this master bedroom area, we do have doors that close this area off, and there's two of them that meet in the middle. So I'll just show you this one. There's another one right here, but it does give you a really good amount of privacy, and it actually darkens pretty well. Some of the RVs that I see, the door comes up to here, so you're really not getting that sound barrier that you would need if you had guests with you. So I like that they made this door a little bit lower. All right, coming into this back area, I'm going to show you, we don't have our lights on all the way right now, but there is this really great panel. There's one here and there's one next to the refrigerator in the front of the coach. But this basically will handle everything in your coach. Light master on and off. We also can handle our temperature settings in here. There's a thermostat specific button. You can turn your aqua hot on here, your heat pumps, as well as your bay controls. We do have the aqua hot in the basement, so that's going to help heat up the basement, and the basement area is well insulated, but we also do have heat strips on your holding tank. So those, if you keep those on, are not going to be freezing your bays. We also have each individual light that we can turn on and off here, or we can just do all on, all off. Very easy. We also have your energy management system here. You can see exactly where your power is coming from. We are not plugged in right now. We are running just on generator. But you can see that you have house is at 13.1, your chassis is at 13.2, so we're doing really well as far as that's concerned. You can check your inverter, etc. These are those fans I was telling you about. And then we have slide control as well as your awning control from this touchscreen. Now, I did mention that you can Bluetooth your phone to here, so there is a mobile app. And the reason you'd want to do something like that is, say you're really close to a tree, you're parked somewhere, but you want to put your awnings out, you can do that from your phone outside of the coach and watch exactly what's happening when you're putting your slides and your awnings out. That's going to keep it from a disaster. You also can diagnose your network, your aqua hot system, and change some things on here as far as the information that it's showing you at the moment. Really great system. These are very smart, better than some of our other brands that we carry actually. So we're a big fan of this Firefly system. That's the brand name. One more flat screen TV, and these are just to unlock it so you can pull it out and angle it how you want, if you're wondering why it's got ribbons hanging from it. Here's your emergency exit window, and I wanted to show you that throughout the coach we have these MCD roller shades. So these are your day shades, and then you have your night shades that pull down really nicely too. Why are we such big fans of these? One, they really don't make a lot of noise going down the road. So even if you're really, really over some rocky road, that's about the most noise you're gonna get from these. In the older motorhomes, you would have the metal blinds or just blinds in general, and boy, were they noisy. Really irritating when you're trying to drive and concentrate on the road. So we have a mirror reflection here of drawers. So I'm going to show you this one just because it's easier to get into and show you the full thing. So hanging wardrobe, and we have lights that come on as soon as you open that door. Really handy. And then on both sides, we're going to have 4 of these really nice full extension dresser drawers. So those go 2, 3, 4. In the middle here, we have 2 of these longer ones. Now this side isn't a mirror, obviously. This is where you're going to put your audio visual equipment, and the reason it looks different is so that the remote control can get the message through there. If there was a wood front, it wouldn't go through, and you'd have to have your DVD player, your dish network, etc., all up here and exposed. So that's why they do kind of a darker glass there so that it can read the signal. And then over here, just another space to do with whatever you want. Now the bed itself, this is a king or an RV king. There is no storage underneath. The reason for that is that there are 2 75-gallon water tanks under here. Now Renegade likes to put them under the bed because it's definitely going to keep them warmer in those cold months. So if you wanted to make sure that these aren't going to freeze, you just need to keep your coach above freezing temperatures. So you can do that a number of ways, keeping it in a building or keeping it plugged in with a little bit of heat on. That's going to keep you from a lot of heartache with those breaking. So a little bit more storage up here. This is a little bit harder to see since there's not a light in there, but they do put a 110 outlet back there. So if you needed to put a CPAP machine or something up in that area, that's one thing you can do. And there's no barriers in between. So you can actually put stuff all the way through without having to worry about there being a stopper there. Above the bed, each of us have a reading light. And then there's a really great control panel here. We have ceiling light, bath ceiling light. We have your water pump switch, generator start and stop under here. So if it's nighttime and you're just baking, you gotta get your air conditioner on, you can actually turn your generator on from there. And you can, of course, use your phone to Bluetooth to this system as well. So that's another way you can do it, but it's just nice to be able to have that there. Or if you forgot to turn your generator off and it's too loud and you wanna go to sleep or whatever, you can turn it off there as well. These windows also do open, so you can get a nice cross breeze in here. And I just wanted to point out, Renegade has really stepped it up in the design game. They used to be just very, very plain looking. I think they've kept it to a very neutral palette and things like that, but also not in a way that it's going to get really outdated. So I appreciate that they don't go over the top with design, but they do make it look really nice and cozy in here as well. Just a side note, women's perspective on a motorhome. I know it's not the same as what you get when you watch the guys' videos. Back here is your master bathroom. We of course have your rounded corner shower. I do appreciate that they put a little place that you can set things, or you can put your leg up to shave your legs. Really handy to have that. Most of them don't have that. This is also a fiberglass shower surround. So a lot of these have a plastic shower surround and it'll crack in the process of bending and twisting going down the road. So this one's going to be a lot more durable. You're not going to have to replace that or have leaks down the road. So really nice that they've added that. We also have a really nice sunroof in here that's going to help our taller people to be able to take a shower comfortably and not have to crane their neck to get their hair rinsed off, but also it adds a lot of really nice natural light in here. We of course have another medicine cabinet, a little bit of space on the sides. That Max fan I was telling you about right above, it's going to help really keep that moisture and heat out of here. And then this one I don't know if you're going to be able to see with the camera because this one might block you, but let's try and get a good view of that. This actually goes back really far. I can't even reach the whole way. So good amount of storage space there. Got some up here. Boy, I think of all the toilet paper that'll hold. Another macerator toilet. We've got a great towel bar. Some open shelving here that you could put some towels, more toilet paper, whatever it is that you want to put in there. And again, solid surface countertop. We don't have these cheap particle board with a sticker on it going on here. More storage down here, and of course, a little place for your toilet paper. A lot of times people ask me about other brands, and you know, of course, trusting a salesperson is an interesting situation, but there's some signs that you can really look at to tell if you are getting a good quality motorhome. They're all going to be built on similar chassis. They're going to have similar transmissions, engines, etc., if not the very same. So who the manufacturer of the motorhome is makes a huge difference. But there are some telltale signs of quality that you can look for on your own and really make your own decisions. One of them is, does it have these nice solid surface countertop throughout the coach? A lot of times they save money by putting the particle board and putting a sticker on it that looks like solid surface. This is definitely a more quality unit. Some other things to look for. Does the wall push in easily when you push on it? Some of them are going to go like this and flex dramatically. That's a sign of structure and insulation and all of those things, because the things that you can't necessarily see are the things that are really going to matter in a year. Do the cabinets squeak when you go down the road? Well, if they're built really well, they're going to have less chance of doing that. You're going to have less warranty issues. You're going to have less going and spending time at the shop. So those things really do matter. You walk into a less quality brand and they're going to look pretty until you really get down to the brass tacks. Another thing to look for is hinges. How are these going to hold up over time? I mean, these hinges are really stout, especially when we go outside and look at those basement doors. I'm going to point those out to you so you can see Renegade really does go the extra mile to make a good quality unit. So right now I'm going to pull all the slides in. You'll be able to see how much space you'll have walking through the coach, and then we'll go over the cab quickly. So here's that other control panel I was telling you about, in a really convenient location right in this kitchen area. So first I'm going to do the rear slide retract. So you can see that that bed is coming in. That bed is going to come right up against all those dresser drawers. And that's why you need 2 bathrooms in this coach. If you're going to have that really nice rear bath, you have to have a half bath so you're not climbing over a bed to get to that bathroom. It's also really nice for privacy and for guests. Some couples prefer having a bathroom per person. So that's another great usage for the bath and a half. Also a really nice privacy aspect to having 2 bathrooms. So this front slide is coming in. You can hear it's very, very quiet, and it's pretty quick. Just a little tip too, I can see everything that's happening around me. I can see if it's hitting that front seat. I can see if there's a tree in my way from this location. So that's one of the reasons that it's been placed right there. All right, we're gonna just go over real quick this cab area, and I'm gonna show you a couple things right at this entry door. So we do have our automatic leveling system here, just power, auto level, and those jacks will pop down for you and then all retract when you're ready to go. You have a battery disconnect right next to the door. Entry step override, so it doesn't go in and out every time you open the door if, say, you're having a barbecue outside and you're coming in and out. We also have an integrated shade in this entry door, so you can actually darken it from there as well. And then you have buttons for ceiling light right when you come in the door, cargo light as you're going out, awning light, porch light. You can also extend and retract. There's an awning that just goes over this door here. So it's really convenient. Also interior all on, interior all off. I'm going to turn them all off for now, and we can look at this front cab area. One thing I really wanted you to know is that both of these seats do turn around. It does take some back and forth and moving here and moving the armrest. That's why I didn't want to do it on camera. It can take some time and I look really awkward, to be honest with you. So I wanted you to see that it doesn't take long. You just have to get the hang of it and get it in the right position. So it's very doable, but it really does add a little bit more of a conversational area if you've got people sitting around the table. then more people can sit here and join in that time. We also do have heat on both of these seats. So, and these are of course air ride seats. So in the cab here, I did go over some of the safety features that we have here, as far as adaptive cruise, lane guidance. So I'll be pretty quick here. We do have powered mirror adjustments here. And then over here, we've got your cruise control, your light system. You can increase, decrease. That buzzing is your lane detect. So it's testing the system, and that's what it's going to sound like if you do drift out of your lane. Turn that down so we can hear a little bit better. Sorry about that. You do have your little horn here, so I'll do that for you because I know it's fun. Let's see. So little bitty horn, that's for when you're in a park or something and you just want people to know you're coming. And then of course you have your air horn, and that's going to be more for highway use or get out of my way. This is serious use. Pretty standard up here. Fog lamp, and then we have, this is your engine brake on and off. So that's on, that's off, and then we have high, medium, low switch here. So really easy to access without you looking away from the road, which I think is very important. We of course have your Allison 6-speed transmission, drive, neutral, reverse. There's no park on these, just FYI. They're not particularly hard to drive. That's just something that's different about them. And then you can change it to manual if you prefer that, or eco mode there. Powered windows here, mirror heat, and cab lock and unlock. This is your air brake, or your, if you had a car, it would be an emergency brake. And then over here, we've got, for your tow, you can put this down so you can get that hooked up easier. Spotlight, your regen for your emissions system. Lane alert, you can actually turn that on or off. If you just find that annoying when you drift over to the side and it at you, you can actually turn that off, so that's nice too. Docking lights. This is a tire pressure monitoring system. This you can change your camera that you're seeing here to your trailer or back to the truck. Some people are going to be towing, and this is actually set up with a camera system to go to your tow vehicle, whatever that is. So if you had a stacker trailer or something and you had a camera on there, you can actually just hook it in. I'll show you that when we get to the back of the coach. You can hook it in there, and it's all set up for that, ready for you, as well as the 7-way tow connector is already on there as well. This is that cruise control, adaptive cruise system here, so you can change the distance and things like that there. This is your Garmin do it all thing, and it charges while it's there. That's one thing, but this is going to be your radio system, your calling. You can pair your phone to that. Then we have some really great stuff on here. Let's see. So we've got your navigation. That's probably the biggest thing here. And why would you want this to come off? Well, when you're driving, you really shouldn't be punching in addresses over here or searching for things. So you can hand this to your passenger. They can punch it in for you. But this has a lot of other little things on here too, like this can tell you your pitch and roll. So if you're kind of on an off-road thing, you can see what you're doing to the coach, and if you need to get back to a better spot. You got your owner's manual there, your camera views there that you can change. So a lot of great little systems on here. It's more than just a radio and navigation screen. Another thing that's pretty cool about this, earlier we had the stereo on in here, and you can actually play that in the back. So if you just wanted to listen to music throughout the coach, you could have this in the kitchen, turn it to the radio station that you like, and listen to it back there. So kind of nice that they put speakers throughout, and that's magnetic. It just sucks it back up. So I think that's about it for the cab. So now that we have all of our slides in, I'm going to show you real quick how much room there is walking through this coach. And you're going to get a lot more room to walk through here than you would in a Class A. So see how wide this gets here? Also, if you had another slide here, this would be a lot tighter of a spot. So just having the slide on the one side really makes a huge difference for walkability and function when you've got the slide in. So sometimes you just don't want to put the slide out, sometimes you can. Like if you're at a rest stop, those truckers aren't going to want you to put your slides out when you're parked next to them. It just takes up too much space. So this is really nice that you can get through all of this. I could even do some laundry here, no problem. I can get into this bathroom, no problem. The door opens all the way. So I really can do everything with the slides in that I could do with the slides out. So just a really nice little tip. I think we're ready to go outside and see all the awesome stuff out here. Really nice sunny day. We've got our awning out. Of course, have a full body paint on this coach. Looks really nice with just the grays and whites. And I think I misspoke earlier by saying that there was another awning just over the door. There's not. There's just this one big patio awning, but it is awfully nice. Down here, we're going to start with storage. There is an ottoman stored under here right now, but you'll see how nicely lined these are. That's going to help with vibration and noise and from your stuff getting broken while it's down here. They also do a really nice undercoat on all the Renegade products. So you're not going to have to worry as much about the salt on the road and things like that. We do have another flat screen Samsung TV out here. This does come out so you can angle it just how you want it. And then a JBL sound bar here. And I can actually reach that one. Most of them I have to jump to get to. All right. Another bay door. I wanted to show you though that this isn't blocked. So you could put some of your longer items here. That's that ottoman that we saw when we were on the other side. This is a place that you could put, you could plug something in there. We do have 110 outlets down there. So you could actually put the cord through there and close this up. This here is a 50-foot long air hose, and I'll show you where you're going to connect that on the other side. That's if you need to air up tires on your motorcycles or anything you have going on with you. Now this one has a little bit deeper storage to the back there. So that's good to see. And hopefully you're seeing these double slam lock baggage doors. Forgot to turn that generator off. Sorry about that, folks. This one goes even deeper. So you could put some tables of fishing poles in there. And one more. This is very important when you're trying to travel. You don't realize how much stuff you bring. So, it's beautiful back, one piece molded rear cap with LED lights. There's your backup camera there. We also have a fiberglass full walk-on roof, so you can get up there and check on things that you need to look at. This is your 20,000-pound towing hitch. This is that camera system hookup I was telling you about. So you can just hook that camera into there. This is your seven-way towing there. And then on this side, we have an exterior shower port, so you could actually fully shower here. We do have another sprayer in the water bay, but it's a little bit lower down. Here's your 50 amp cord, so if you are able to plug in at a park, that's going to be there. But the best part about this is that it's got a power retract on it, so we can actually just push this button and it'll wind it up for us. And the same is true on your water hose that I'll show you in just a minute. There's a power retract. Renegade also includes a 30 to 50. So if you're at a place that you can only plug into 30 amp, you have that already there. We also have a surge protector with a transfer switch built in this bay. Here's that Onan diesel generator. And when it was on, you may have noticed it's actually quite quiet. Easy to close these doors. I'm not slamming them at all. This is your water bay, and look how well they did this. This isn't gonna scrape off or fade over time because it's actually drilled in there. You have your tank monitor system down here so you can see your percentage of fresh water. We don't have any in it right now, gray and black. This is that water hose I was telling you about that has the power retract wheel there. We have a black tank dump, gray tank dump, very well marked here. Your black tank washout, which that's a great feature if you don't know what that is. We have a whole house water filter system. And then this is what undoes that, makes it easier for you. We got a spigot here, a low point drain, and this is where you would, the spigot's where you would put to rinse off feet or anything like that, or anything that you needed to rinse out. Actually, this bay itself, you could probably rinse it out pretty well. And then there's a place to store your black hose there to keep it sanitary. This is one of your tanks. These just measure the amount that's in there right now, but I did mention earlier, these have heat strips on them to keep them from freezing. You got to remember to turn them on is the only thing. Another tank there. Down here is your Aqua Hot system, the 250D. So that is going to be your hot water heater, a tankless hot water heater, as well as the furnace for this whole unit. It's really great that they keep it in this basement area because it does heat up the basement for this coach. Again, to keep it from freezing in the wintertime. A little bit more storage in here. And then we have your chassis and your house batteries in this drawer. Now we're going to get to the good stuff. This is, of course, your entry door. They included these really sturdy grab handles here and down lower. And then you've got another one up here to make climbing in this cab a little easier. It is pretty high up there, so it's nice to have the extra safety here. We do have dual fill for our diesel. So both sides of the coach are going to have this diesel fuel fill place. You can do 50 gallons on each side or however you want to do it. It'll all go into the same 100-gallon tank. And then DEF is right next to it. On the Class A's, you've got them way spread apart and makes filling up a lot harder since they're kind of in the same spot at the gas station. This makes it easier, just do them both at the same time, get it over with. All right. This is kind of the best part about this coach is the engine access and all that's in here and how easy this is to service and use. I wanted to point out real quick that these side cameras are placed right here, nice and low so you can see children or pets down low. So you can see exactly what you're backing into or turning into if that's the situation. Super easy to open and close this front cap, so that you can access all those things. You got your big, beautiful Cummins engine. Again, that's 360 horsepower, L9, 8.9 liter. We've got your fuel filter, water separator, power steering fluid here. So again, just really easy to service and access these things if you need to do so. Even if you're not somebody that likes to do that, it's nice to be able to see it and check it. So again, really easy to open and close this, and it has like an air shock, so it'll actually kind of take over at this point. So that's about it for this coach. I have a huge list of options and things that are on this coach that I could email to you if you're interested. If I missed anything important, please reach out, email me, call me, whatever it is. I'm happy to hear from you, but make sure you ask for me by name. I'm Teresa Crawley, Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Have a great day and stay cool.